we're schooled on the hot pick. Swoop. Susie brings us great Dyson products. This one is a hot pick, which means it gets a little extra love on the day. You know what the love is today? The very first day on clearance price. That's amazing for a Dyson. This would be $113 more, and that's the QVC price. And our price on Dyson is always less than what you find it for at retail. So it'd be $113 plus at retail to get this air multiplier home. This is the largest, the strongest, the most powerful, the bigger, the best. This is the granddaddy.
I love this because you're getting so much air output with this. It's up to 26 feet. It keeps you nice and cool, but actually I have mine on all year long.
All year long.
Honest to goodness, I have it on in the bedroom all the time. When I'm done with it, you can take it down to your living room as well. It's very mobile, but it also, you can adjust it to whatever you want. So I'm gonna adjust it down to show you. You can adjust it down for whatever room size that you're in, if you want it low. You can also touch tilt the top. So you can have it going down toward you. So when we're in bed, we have it down tilted toward us. But if you have really high ceilings and you have kind of stagnant air that gets stuck, you can tilt it up as well. So it's a very fully functional fan. But again, it is our most powerful. So you're getting up to 26 feet of air.
Talk to me about what is an air multiplier if nobody's ever seen one before.
That's a great question. Actually, what we're going to do is, let's go to this demonstration because we're going to use some dry ice to show everybody kind of the movement of air, because I think it's important to show you exactly how it's working, because at Dyson we call it air multiplier, and while it is a fan,
I love Susie putting on her
don't
gear.
worry about me.
Well,
I'm
it's
just
a fan.
saying
It's
safe.
keeping you cool, or it's keeping you warm, because you could actually pull up the warm air from your heater in the winter, and it can distribute that. It's not the scariness. It's an air multiplier. There's no blades in here. There's no little hands to get worried about. And today it's on a clearance price, which is $113 less than usual.
So here is exactly how it works. So if you take a look at the base, there are thousands of tiny little holes. That's actually what's pulling in all of the air. So when I'm going to use the dry ice to show you this. So when you have this on, if you have the air conditioning on, it's going to pull in the cool air and move that through the room. If you have the heat on in your home, it's going to pull in the hot air and circulate that through the room. That's one of the biggest benefits of having this in your home, because this is going to help move the air so that way you don't have to pay crazy electric bills or heating bills and cooling bills, because you can use this to really move that air along.
Today you have it on 6 easy payments. I know that it is an investment, but these are what I use in my house, are the air multipliers. Unfortunately, I don't have the big guy like this, but I'm going to tell you about 5 different reasons why in just about a second. But look at what it's doing. This is a little animation that shows you kind of what's going on inside of this for your $41.66 a month.
I mean, it's really pulling in the air, whether it's the cool or the heat coming in, pulling that air in, pushing it out through the center, again, up to 26 feet, because it is our largest and longest capacity. So I'm going to show you the center here. So we're going to go ahead and put the dry ice. I'm actually going to do a couple things. So let me put the dry ice over here.
It's like with the saw. I'm like not sure where to stand. Far away from the dry ice and the saw.
So Kirsten, stand right over here real quick, because this on its own isn't doing much, right? Watch out, no. But as I come here, you can see how the dry ice is being actively pulled in by the air multiplier. So imagine this having your home, so that way it's pulling that air in, pushing it out through, so it keeps you nice and cool, keeps you comfortable without having blades, without being, you know, dirty and dusty and all of that. It's a completely different way to keep yourself cool and comfortable. Kirsten's like so nervous over here.
I want Oscar, and then Oscar's going to come through with the saw.
I was nervous when he had the saw too. I was watching that and I was like, oh my Lord.
We have the air multipliers in our house, and we have them in just about every room. I am crazy when it comes to electricity bill. It makes me so upset, whether it be the cooling bill or the heating bill, both of them. And my husband is such I don't know the best word to use on television, such a baby when it comes to that stuff. He wants it to be ice cold in the summer and super warm in the winter. And I'm like, no, take some clothes off or put a sweater on. So I turn that stuff down. Now, what I have done is we've gotten the air multipliers and we put them in every single room. However, we have the smaller ones. So I will try and like put it in the window. If I just had the bigger one, Then it could get the entire room. My husband wouldn't be whining so much. The kids would be happier, maybe sleep in their own beds, all of that.
Instead of coming to mommy's room.
The problem for me in the past was the price. I mean, $363 at a QVC price is really good for a Dyson Air Multiplier, this one. But now that it's on clearance price for the very first time, that's impressive. 6 easy payments of $41.66. You'll use this year round. It won't be like those fans or the heaters that you put away. You'll leave it out because it'll pull up the warm air in the winter to help circulate the heat, and it'll pull up the cool air or just push air in general in the summer to help keep you cooler. But clearance price means we're likely not getting any of these back in stock, especially at this price. It's not that this is a bad product. It just means that Dyson's always bringing us new things. Here's everything you get with this.
It is. So it's a phenomenal fan. It really is. It's our largest, it's our most powerful in air multiplier technology. We're pulling in all of that air, pushing it out through a tiny little slit, so that way you get smooth, cool air instead of really loud box fan, super annoying air.
Yeah, it really is quiet.
It's very quiet. It's not jarring. You have a nice remote control, so it's easy to adjust how much air that you want. It does oscillate. Having no blades means it's going to be easier to clean. That touch tilt feature I showed you earlier, tilt it back and forward to precisely give you the amount of air that you want. A variable speed control, it's better than just low, medium, and high. You actually get just the right amount of air. And I'll tell you, we grew up like everybody else with the traditional fans, you know, with the blades, of course. We never cleaned ours out. I have to tell you the truth. We didn't open up the grate on the outside and clean the fan blades. We just kind of, when they got to a point where they were embarrassing,
just got rid of them.
We just got rid of them, just silently and slowly near the garbage can. But this is a piece that you actually want to have out. You're going to have it out all year long. Like I said, you saw me using that dry ice. It's pulling in the hot and the cool air. But here's how it's working. No blades, no.
Super safe.
Very safe, very easy to clean. Just a more efficient, more effective way to actually cool yourself in your home and move the hot air around when you have the heat on.
Sometimes I wonder how we did survive as youngsters.
What were we doing?
Well, how do we have all of our fingers still? And
we shouldn't.
And like, I was going to say my tongue, because I'm sure at some point I was like, oh, I can put my tongue on this, and just don't do that. Those are bad things. This is just safer. My kids, if we had a fan that had blades on it, oh, it would be in the ER. I just know it. And then my husband would be complaining about how hot he is, because anyway. This is a great value for a Dyson, and I also appreciate that it's a good look.
Yeah, you know what? It's very aesthetically pleasing. You know, I don't want to downer on the box fan, but it's just kind of a comparison because that's something that you don't necessarily want to have out all of the time. It's just kind of a necessary evil when you want to cool yourself down. This is something you have out. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and you can adjust it. So we'll show you how that works here again. So this is a touch tilt down. And like I said, for us in the bedroom, we tilt it down toward us. You can touch tilt up. If you want to get a lot more air moving, especially if it gets caught up in a kind of a loftier ceiling. Now I'm going to make it longer and shorter here because it does get a little shorter. So again, if you have it in your child's room and you want it more toward them, you can have it lower. You can make it a little bit higher, and you also have the remote control. So that way you can control it however you want in your home. It will oscillate, so I'll show you that, because that way you can see exactly how this machine will work,
and
keeping you nice and cool.
And it covers a big space.
And it's kind of like one of those, like you said, a lot of husbands and wives, or just folks in general living together, you're on different temperature schedules.
Right.
One's hot, one's cool, you're always fighting over the gauge. Having this in your home really makes it nice and easy to get everybody comfortable, because if you do want a little more air on you, you can just turn the air multiplier on.
This is a clearance price, and the way clearance prices work here at QVC, it's not that there's anything wrong with it. This is a fabulous product that has done remarkably well here at QVC. What we have seen is that we don't have a whole lot of these left, so we've lowered the price to get them out of our warehouse so that Dyson can bring us some new things. This is not a product that's going anywhere. It's just we can't get this price back in on this Dyson again. So we've lowered the price to get it out of our warehouse, and you're saving $113 by picking it up. And that's over our QVC price, which is better than what you'd find it for at retail. I mean, seriously, if you look around. Plus, you get our best easy pay on this. 6 easy payments of $41.66. That's a lot. That's saying a lot, the fact that you get it on 6 easy payments. So many people would even pick up 2 at this price. Take a look. Are you playing with dry ice again?
I am, because I love it so much.
stepping away from the Susie.
Okay, back it up. So we're going to show you the dry ice because remember, this is our most powerful air multiplier, giving you the most air output. Let's take a look at how it works here at the bottom. The dry ice really just kind of shows you the air movement. So here you can see it's pulling in the air. Whether you have the air conditioning on or the heat on, you're going to pull that air in, move that across the room. And if you have no air on, that's no problem. Of course, it's still going to work. It'll just move whatever air is already happening in your room. Now I'm going to show you the center.
And that's why we leave it out in the winter too, when you have the heater on.
So now here on its own, remember, air doesn't have much flow, much movement. But as I get closer to the air multiplier, you can see it's going to automatically pull in the air behind it. That's what makes it completely different than a traditional fan. Not to mention you have no blades in the center, making it a lot safer, a lot easier to clean, and more air output than we've ever been able to give you at up to 26 feet. I love this. I love having the bigger of things because you don't need a bunch of small ones. You get the one big one and that's it.
I'm telling you, it works. It's V32118. It's from Dyson on a clearance price and 62 payments. Susie, thanks.
Thank you.